Hand down, man down.
Fisher for three. Bang!
Welcome to the Tom and Jerry Sports Show.
Mama, there goes that man.
Artest, that's a three. Bang! Shoots, he scores! What a play by Tavares!
The noise you can't ignore.
What up? Welcome back to another episode of the Tom and Jerry Sports Show.
Getting ready for the weekend. It's Friday.
For those of you that haven't seen on the news, a meteor hit.
Yeah, I just saw. You just showed me the video before. It's
Absolutely insane.
It's insane, people. You have to check it out if you haven't already.
I actually think we might put it up on our Facebook page.
Yeah,
because because they have like so many videos.
Yeah, but the one
it.
you had was really there's so many different like angles, and
it's like a whole explosion of like, I don't know. It's sick, like the way it, like the flashes and everything.
Something you see in the movie, really.
It would have been funny if it was around here because everybody would have been like all over saying, "Oh my God, it's over! The world is over!"
Yeah, the news would have took that and went off. They're still taking off.
I mean,
with it,
just look at the Russian news. It said "Apocalypse Now."
Yeah.
But let's get to the
more important stuff, I guess.
The sports side of it. We had a few good games last night, whether it be in the NHL or in the NBA.
Good on the schedule, at least.
Yeah. We'll get to NHL now. The Coyotes played the Predators, and the Predators won that game 3-0. The Wild and the Avalanche caught up against each other. Avalanche took that 4-3 in a shootout. Canadiens and Panthers went up against each other. Canadiens took that 1-0 in overtime. Capitals and Lightning played against each other, and Capitals took that 4-3. And then the Hurricane played the Maple Leafs. They win that 3-1. And the big game of the night was the Islanders-Rangers. Very, very, very good game.
Yeah, it's very,
very good game. Back and forth. Rangers took a 2-0 lead early in the first period. I thought it might have been
it had that feeling.
But then the Islanders came right in the second period, scored three quick goals. They went up 3-2, and then the Rangers ended up scoring on a controversial kind of goal, but they ended up counting it. It went through overtime, went into a shootout, and the Islanders shut them out in the shootout.
Yeah, and that overtime, as we talked about,
was insane.
It was just back and forth. Like the first minute and a half, all Islanders had had 2 or 3 great chances.
Yeah.
Rangers come back, had another 2 or 3 great chances.
Yeah,
and Grabner's late breakaway that should have been a penalty shot.
It really should have. He got hooked twice,
if not 3 times.
Yeah,
it was constantly getting slashed.
But this guy just really gets me aggravated when I watch him. He has probably the best speed.
You saw that like he was
anybody
in
the NHL, at least top 5 in speed in the NHL. But the guy just does not know how to finish. He just does not know how to finish. If he could get like some finishing moves, whether it be like a puck handling and everything, it's just for the guy. I think he leads the league in breakaways this year, and I think he's only got 2 goals. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But
the shootout was very good, and Blackhawk had
he played really well.
Girardi's first shot
period.
The shootout was iffy at best, but the second save on Nash was a very nice save.
Yeah,
and Islanders scored twice on the first 2 shots. So it's a very big win because they were on a 5-game losing streak. You really can't afford that in this type of season.
Short season.
It's a nice win over your rival.
Yeah. It puts the Islanders 5-7-1 with 11 points, and it puts the Rangers 7-5-1 with 15 points. So
I mean, hanging around. We would obviously like to see better, but it could be worse, as we all know.
But Nabokov played very well after that first period, and Henrik Lundqvist wasn't in the game. He sat down for Marty Biron. Biron played relatively well.
Yeah, he had
whole
a good game too.
He has very good numbers against the Islanders, so I don't see why he wouldn't put Biron in.
Yeah.
I think he had 2 wins against the Islanders last year, and I think they showed his record against the Islanders is like 24-4 or something like that in his career. So,
a lot of people have that kind of record.
Well, yeah. But you know what? All the Ranger fans are saying, "Oh, well, if Henrik Lundqvist was in the game,
of course
would have been a different." But you know what? The Islanders play Henrik Lundqvist very well too.
Yeah,
so
it's not like he just shuts him out every time.
But tonight in the NHL, we got Boston and Buffalo. In Buffalo, we got the Flyers at the Devils. Penguins at the Jets, Ducks at the Red Wings, Sharks at the Blackhawks, Blues at the Flames, Stars at the Canucks, and Blue Jackets at the Kings.
Sharks and Blackhawks are going to be going. Those are the 2 top teams over there.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good game. Saturday night, we got the Islanders-Devils. Very good game. Be sure to check that out.
That'd be nice. Nice one to grab because the Devils are playing really well right now.
Yeah, for real.
It's a nice stepping stone or a nice test to see what this team's really made of.
Yeah. Last night in the NBA, we had
a little doubleheader before the All-Star weekend.
Yeah, we had
2 good games on the schedule at least.
Yeah, we had the Heat at the Thunder. Which you really thought it would be a closer game.
Yeah. You thought the Thunder had a little extra motivation because of last year.
The score really didn't show what this game was really all about. The Heat took this 110-100. At one point, they were up by, I think it was like 25 or something like that.
Pretty steadily a 20-point game the entire time.
Durant dropped 40, which you expected anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him, but he did get like over 20 in the fourth when, like we said, they were up 20 and LeBron pretty much sat the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And even with that, the comeback they had going, like cut it down to 10, you just never felt like they were going to get the game.
The Thunder are never going to win with Westbrook. It's never going to happen. The guy takes way too many shots. I mean, it's just...
The Heat and the Thunder are like the same type of team, but the Heat just do it better.
See, the thing with like these teams, like we were talking about the Knicks, how they're shooter heavy.
Yeah.
The Thunder are shooter heavy, and the Heat are shooter heavy. But the Heat have LeBron who can drive the lane,
and they have Bosh also.
And they got Dwayne Wade who could drive the lane. They got Bosh that could back.
He's pretty much in the lane already. And
so it's guys like that. Say they have Ray Allen who's not hitting his shots.
Yeah.
They got Norris Cole who's not hitting his shots. They got Mario Chalmers not hitting his shots. Even LeBron James or Dwayne Wade not hitting their mid-range to long-range shots. They can still do other things, whether it be driving the lane, dishing it out, whatever it is.
And that's what they do throughout the games now. Even if their shooting is on, I mean, they still make a presence down low with Bosh because he'll drop 20 points a game, get 10 rebounds a game, just quietly. No one realizes that he's having actually a very good season.
That's the thing. Like, that's what makes the Heat better than any other team in this game right now. Like in the season.
And if you're trying to go shot for shot with them, if you're a shooting team like the Thunder, it's just not going to happen because your 2 best shooters are going to have Dwayne Wade and LeBron James on them, and you're not going to drop 30 points on them.
And then, you look at the Knicks. The Knicks, really, other than Carmelo, they have nobody that can really drive the lane.
LeBron can shut down Carmelo. I mean, Carmelo will still score. I'm not going to say he's going to literally shut him down, but LeBron's going to be on him probably all game. And if not, LeBron, Wade would be on him.
I mean, the other East teams, maybe the Nets, really, they're kind of shooter heavy too. I mean,
but they do have size.
Yeah,
but, I mean, it just seems like every time the Heat and the Nets play, the Heat just blow them out.
I would give the Nets more of a chance because of Brook Lopez.
Yeah,
because really the Heat have nobody to go up against him, and he's a very good offensive center.
He is.
You go to the Knicks, Tyson Chandler is really not that great of an offensive player.
No, he's not.
So it's like that, and then you go into the West.
I mean, still in the East, I would give Indiana played them well last year.
Yeah. Well,
and Indiana's just getting better.
Indiana always plays them well because they're very physical.
Exactly. Indiana's just getting better as time goes. So
yeah.
And I mean, they don't have Granger yet either, and they're still playing well.
Yeah.
He'll be coming back soon. So
I just maybe in the West, maybe Spurs.
That's all I can think of. Yeah.
I mean, the Clippers are shooter heavy. I mean,
Memphis would be able to if they had. I'm not going to say like Rudy Gay, but if they had just a scorer, someone who's just known to score.
Yeah.
I mean, Rudy Gay could have been that guy. I mean, but they traded him for cap reasons. So
yeah,
I don't think they'll have a chance this year. But with that size they have with Randolph and Marc Gasol.
See, if the Lakers were playing well, I would say, that's a team. Like, if they didn't have the injuries, like if Pau Gasol was still playing and they were playing well, I would say, you know what, they have the best chance to beat the Heat because they have the size.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have the guys that can shoot. They got Jody Meeks, who's a very good three-point shooter.
If they keep it a half-court game, if they would be able to keep it a half-court game, I mean, that's... With that size, no one else has that size.
You look at, if Dwight Howard was playing Dwight Howard, if he was playing the way he was playing his whole career in Orlando, with, Kobe Bryant, the way he's playing right now, I mean, I'm not saying he's the best in the league, obviously, because LeBron James, what he's doing is amazing. But
all you see
Bryant,
is effort out of Kobe.
Yeah, that's really all you see. I mean, the guy just does not like to lose, and really... nobody else is putting forth the effort that he's been doing. So it's, you feel bad for a guy like that. So,
yeah. I mean, if you watch the Lakers team now, it just seems so half-hearted from everyone besides Kobe.
Yeah.
And it's honest, it's like hard to watch in a way because it's such a shame seeing.
I mean, you see the effort out of the younger guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because pretty much they're playing for spots.
Yeah.
But they don't have the the scoring ability as Kobe. So when Kobe puts up that kind of effort, he's really dropping buckets here and there.
And maybe the younger guys feel a lot of pressure because of the situation with the Lakers being under 500 and seeing Kobe, doing what he's doing, but being so stressed out about the situation because of how much he hates losing.
Yeah.
Do they feel pressure to make every shot that they take?
Yeah.
To do everything just a little bit better, and they mess up because of that. That could have some reason to do with it, but
back to the Knicks, like we were saying the last show, Carmelo is really. I don't feel like he's going to get his team to the promised land.
He's a one-trick pony.
Look at the game the other day. 5 for 24 for 14 points, but nobody else is scoring for him.
Yeah.
Nobody else, and that's the thing. They're just a very shooter-heavy team. And they're not hitting shots. They're not going to win.
Yeah.
They're not going to win. They don't have the size to really post up and really go inside.
Yep. Besides the little situation with the Lakers and Kobe, but it seems that most teams pick up after what their best player does.
Yeah.
Does best. And with Melo, that's obviously shoot.
Yeah.
So that's basically the team philosophy on offense is just shoot. And when you look at Miami, obviously their best player is James, but his best thing is that he can do everything.
Yeah.
And that's basically what the Heat are doing. They're undersized, they know that, but they're still getting rebounds. They're still playing excellent defense when they have to. So it's when you pick up after what your best player does, and that's literally just shoot the ball. There's no assists. I believe they're one of the lowest assist teams in the league, if not the worst. So
exactly. But we'll see. We'll see how the rest of this season goes. We're at the All-Star break, so probably the most interesting weekend of basketball.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Starting tonight with the celebrity game.
Yeah.
That's always fun to watch. A lot of people, a lot of celebrities have a lot of fun with that, and old pros. So it's always a good game.
Well, we'll get back to the All-Star stuff, and we'll talk about maybe the MJ comments. We'll be back after the break. Tom and Jerry Show.
And welcome back to the Tom and Jerry Show. Before we left you with something about MJ and some comments he made.
Yeah, but before that, I want to get into the debacle in LA land last night. We had the Clippers at the Lakers. Well, it was a home game for the Lakers, but this game was not that close in the beginning of the game. They got it closer. I think they brought it down to like 5 before halftime. After halftime, it just went downhill. It was just terrible. The Clippers took the game 125-101. Blake Griffin had a really good game. He had 22 points. Chris Paul was not missing from 3. Chauncey Billups,
the whole team wasn't.
Chauncey Billups wasn't missing from 3. They had 16 threes over in the game. They shot 53% from 3-point range. The Lakers, Kobe dropped 20 like usual. He had 11 assists. Nash had 7 points, really nothing. Dwight Howard 18 points. He only had 8 rebounds, which that can't happen.
Yeah.
The guy that's really been playing well for the Lakers is Antoine Jameson. Other than Kobe, obviously. But, it was Antoine Jameson. He's really been stepping up with Pau Gasol out. Same thing with Earl Clark, but it's just not enough.
No, it's not.
It's
just something on this team is missing, and Kobe's just trying so hard to figure out what it is that is missing.
It'd be nice if they can make a move, but I doubt it.
Yeah. They're limited with draft picks and
especially with Gasol hurt, they really can't trade him. So it's like, you wish that they can make a move to make themselves better, but if they make a move now, I don't think it's going to be getting them better.
Yeah.
So, Dwight Howard just came out and said he's not committing to next season with the Lakers. So you don't know what's going to go on. You don't. Mitch Kupchak came out and said he doesn't want to trade Dwight Howard before the season's over. So
and it's a very tough situation for him because he doesn't want to look bad trading him.
Yeah,
after you just traded for him, but you also don't want to look bad in the way of just letting him walk after you. So you really don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
Yeah. Personally, I would trade him. Just his attitude is not about we; it's about me. He's always been about himself. He's just never been able to commit to a team and get over the hump.
The thing is, right now, nobody wants him because of what he's doing. And second of all is,
with the injuries
who are you going to get?
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably get a lot for him, but is it going to help out now?
Well, it's better than just completely losing him and not getting anything, and then you're left without the best center, and you got nothing in return.
They want to win now. Kobe wants to win now. Kobe knows he's at the end of his career. He wants to win now. He said maybe 3 years, maybe 2. Who knows?
Yeah.
But he wants to win now, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
I don't either. I think a lot of people would like to see him get number 6, obviously, but I just don't think with Dwight Howard on that team they're going to be able to do it. He's just too immature of a player. He's just not. He can't hold responsibility. He's just not. I don't know. He's just not a team guy. He never has been.
He's really getting on my nerves when I watch him play because I know what he's about. I know what he can bring to this team, and he's not bringing that right now. He's not showing that toughness that he used to show in Orlando. Whether it be he's hurt right now, or whether it be he doesn't want to get hurt even more because he's looking towards his career.
If it was the back, I would understand him being hurt. Because,
the shoulder,
surgery and everything like that, but you can play on a torn labrum.
Kobe played with a torn labrum.
Ed Reed just played a whole football season on a torn shoulder labrum.
Yeah, and he's
half his size of Dwight Howard, and he has to tackle people.
Yeah.
You can play on a torn shoulder labrum.
Kobe played with a torn labrum in his shoulder in 2003.
Yeah.
Lamar Odom played, tore his labrum, got it repaired, tore his labrum again, got it repaired, tore it again, and then he just let it go. So he's been playing with it for, most of his career.
It's honestly, it's time to man up, Dwight.
It really
6'10", 6'11", whatever you are. I know you get hit a lot because you're down low and you're going to get fouled. I get that, but it comes to a point where what are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's either sit out or play, and play at the hardest you can play, because that's not what you're doing right now. When you get 8 rebounds, that's not playing your hardest for the best center in the league.
His post moves are just so slow, it's ridiculous. And, I mean, for a guy, like, with him, knowing his free throw problems, you have to have really good post moves, and you have to put the ball in the basket every time you have the chance to. Because if you're going to get fouled, I would rather you go to the free throw line after you got the 2 points and you're only shooting one free throw. I'd rather that.
And that's what teams have figured out now. They're not scared of Dwight Howard getting the ball.
No, not
They'll
at all.
Foul him. They'll send guys from...
Not even
fouling. Yeah,
they're stealing the ball. They're just taking the ball from him. They're pushing him around.
Yeah.
They're
just playing defense on him.
DeAndre Jordan last night outplayed Dwight Howard, and DeAndre Jordan is not a good center.
No.
He is a high-flying center that all he wants to do is dunk the ball.
He'll get blocks. And,
all he wants to do, he likes that flash.
Yeah.
He likes that flash.
Exactly.
The same thing like Blake Griffin.
Yep.
He likes the flash. And I've noticed, and it kind of annoys me with Blake Griffin also, because it showed last night that all he's worried about is alley-oops. Every little time. He'll drive the lane, and he'll be fine. All he has to do is just yam the ball down, but he'll pass it up so that the guy can toss it up to him.
I want to see how many flasher plays they get in the playoffs against, say, San Antonio.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun series for them again. Exactly. They're another team. We talked about it last week, I believe, too.
So under the radar.
With the Clippers are going to be. They're not a half-court team. No. They're going to get destroyed in the playoffs. Everyone's saying they're good. They're good. They're a regular season flashy team with alley-oops and high-flying big men.
Yeah.
That doesn't equate to playoff wins, and that showed last year when they played San Antonio.
Yeah, for real. It was... but we'll get into the MJ comment. Michael Jordan came out and said he would take Kobe over LeBron any day. So, he said he would rather the 5... He said, any way you added up 5 rings is more than 1.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame him.
No, I don't think anyone does, because obviously it makes sense. But he did credit LeBron for being younger, obviously, and just entering his prime. And LeBron had no chance of winning in Cleveland. I think everyone knows that.
Yeah,
he literally did that all by himself. When Kobe came to the league.
See, but my thing is with LeBron, I don't mind going to another team. It's whatever. You went to a team that was already set up with superstars, whatever. But the way he did it, I didn't like that he just showed up. First of all, he showed up Cleveland, the Cavaliers, because the Cavaliers were waiting patiently to find out that he wasn't going to go. If you're not going to pick Cleveland, all right, fine. Tell them before you go on the air and say, "Oh, I'm going to take my."
Yeah, I understand that, but Cleveland never should have been in that situation, because they should have built a team around him. They should have got him another superstar the year they drafted him, or a couple of years after that.
Yeah. They
did absolutely nothing. Oh, Mo Williams, great acquisition. No, it's not doing anything. The year he made his finals, who was on that starting lineup? I mean, it's a joke. They're bench players now. LeBron did that all by himself. When Kobe was younger, he had Shaq. Shaq was always double-teamed. Always double-teamed. So Kobe had the one-on-ones. LeBron has never had that, besides now. LeBron has always been the guy double-teamed. He's never had one-on-ones on offense. And he has opportunities to do that now. And look at all the assists he's getting, because of when he does get the double-teamed, he has someone to lean on. He has got a team that he can actually throw the ball to, and they'll get points. That's why he's averaging 7 assists a game.
Yeah. So I want to see what happens when, first of all, you can notice already that Dwayne Wade is starting to dwindle down.
Yeah.
His career. Chris Bosh, I just don't think is as good as he was in Toronto. I don't think he was at all with Miami, whether it be last year or the year before that.
He's having a good year this year,
Yeah,
though.
he's having a decent year, but he's not having a Chris Bosh year. Chris Bosh used to take over with Toronto.
I think this is his new role, though. I mean, he can drop 40. We've seen it before.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe it looks like he's just changed the his attitude about being the best, because he knows he's not the best player on the team. He's the third best player on the team now, coming from being the best player. So, I mean, I'm not a huge Chris Bosh fan, but I think we need to give him a little more praise. He's kept his mouth shut about being literally pretty much not talked about at all, and he put some good numbers every night. So I think he deserves a little more than he gets.
Well, the thing is with LeBron James is, with Michael Jordan's comments. Now, is he saying that because he already knows that Kobe will never be as good as him? Mm-hmm. And he knows that LeBron James is young enough that he can, work. Mm-hmm. He has a few more years left ahead of him. Yeah. Because we all know that Michael Jordan is just a straight, competitive guy.
Oh, yeah. And it's still
obviously still to this day. Yeah. He's just really competitive, and that's just the way he is.
He knows he's the best, and he wants to pretty much stay that way. He always wants to be the best.
Yeah. So,
and that's what I said to you at first when you first told me that. Like, maybe there's a little bit of not like jealousy going on, but like a little, I don't know what the word is for it, but between Michael and MJ, because he knows LeBron still is pretty much growing, and he's just getting into his prime. So, and he's in a really good situation, obviously, with Miami, with chances to repeat and stuff like that. So, but I mean, you can't blame MJ, obviously.
Yeah,
5 rings is always going to beat 1, but I mean, it depends on like what we're talking about. Are we talking about like starting a team with these players, or like what exactly is he talking about? Yeah,
I mean, it's tough to say because first of all they don't play the same position.
Yeah,
any 3 of them. The only ones that played the same position was Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And Kobe Bryant, like up until this day, you can say is the closest thing to Michael Jordan. So it's just Kobe Bryant. I don't care what anybody says, has the best footwork. In the NBA today. Nobody can do some of the things that Kobe can do with his back to the basket.
Oh yeah.
And he still has one of the best mid-range shots in the league. Yeah. It's hard to like beat.
You just expect it to always go in. Yeah, that's just the point it came to with Kobe.
It's just tough to say. LeBron's 6'10".
That's what makes me mad about this whole thing.
250.
Why does he have to be like MJ?
Yeah.
Why can't he just be like himself and be his own great player?
Well, that's what LeBron said. I give him respect.
He had a very good answer for what he said, and because he's what 6'8", 6'9", 270. Yeah. How is that in any way like MJ?
Yeah.
He's a freak of nature, and he plays a completely different game.
Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, both 6'6".
Yeah, if there's any comparisons, those two, it's not LeBron.
Yeah.
That makes me so angry because why does it matter? Why can't LeBron just be his own great player? Why does he have to be compared to anyone?
Because they're saying that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. Is LeBron going to be better than Michael Jordan? It's just tough to say.
They're not the same type of players, so it's.
But
no one's going to be better than Michael.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't matter what anyone does. Just the way MJ basically took over basketball for that span.
Yeah.
You can't top that. He was basketball.
Exactly. But we'll be back with the All-Star Game, festivities.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
Give the info and all that stuff.
So we'll get to that after the break. The Tom and Jerry Show.
And welcome back to the Tom and Jerry Show.
We'll get into the All-Star game. We got, for the starters for the West, we got Kobe Bryant, Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, Dwight Howard, Blake Griffin.
It's the LA show.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. And then the reserves, you got LaMarcus Aldridge, Tim Duncan, James Harden, David Lee, Tony Parker, Zach Randolph, and Russell Westbrook. And then on the East, we got Dwayne Wade, Rajon Rondo, who's injured. Did they say who's going to take over his spot?
I don't know. I don't think I actually heard who got that spot.
If I had to guess, I would say Kyrie Irving might start. But who knows? LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Kevin Durant, and Kevin Garnett, I mean. Actually, something that came up, what was it, yesterday, 2 days ago?
Yeah, I believe it was yesterday.
Kevin Garnett said this will be his last All-Star game. Now, what that means, we don't know.
No one knows.
Does that mean he is going to retire after this year, or does that mean if he does make an All-Star game, he'll just...
Honestly, it sounds like it's leaning towards retirement because this All-Star game is like it's a friendly thing. You do it because you want to do it, you know. If you get invited, you're most likely taking it because it's a chance to really hang out and just be around all the best players in the league and just, have fun. It's not in a competitive way. His
quote that made me think that he was going to retire after this year was really pushing, like, the way I was thinking of him retiring was when he said, I know more than you guys will know. So, it's just... It sounds like he has 2 more years on his contract.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he's...
Yeah, he doesn't know Boston anything, honestly.
No.
I mean, even though there's 2 years left, he'll be able to... If he wants to retire, no one's going to question him.
Yeah.
So it's not like a worry of that. It sounds like he's retiring to me. He got like that 15,000 or the 20,000 point total. And it just sounds like he's... leaning towards hanging it up.
Yeah. Well, the All-Star reserves for the East is Chris Bosh, Tyson Chandler, Luol Deng, Paul George, Drew Holiday, Kyrie Irving, Brooke Lopez, and Joakim Noah.
They got a lot of size on that East.
Yeah, they really do. But tonight is the celebrity basketball game, which I think is one of the funniest things.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's like the softball game for the baseball weekend.
Yeah. But tonight is the Celebrity All-Star game on ESPN at 7 p.m. Eastern, and also the Rising Stars Challenge, which is really good too.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun now too with Team Chuck and Team Shaq and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Shaq and Charles Barkley picked the teams for this.
Yeah, if you don't watch the Thursday night games on TNT, the Inside the NBA with those guys, it's probably the best pregame show and mid-game show. They really, 4 of those guys are really great.
Other.
Yeah, and so I think this is the second year they've done this now, and Team Chuck won last year, blew them out. So, but Team Shaq got the 2 best players, I guess, or close to, with Damian Lillard and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but it's always fun because those guys are going to go back and forth all game at each other, and Charles Barkley is hilarious. Anything he says, he's so honest about everything. He's so funny. So tonight's a good night for laughs with the All-Star weekend.
Yeah, the celebrity game last year was hilarious.
Yeah.
With Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
I was literally on the floor.
Yeah, it's
rolling. And just laughing. This year's roster for the celebrity game, you got Kevin Hart again, who won the MVP last year. You had Neo, Nick Cannon, Josh Hutcherson, Trey Songz, Usain Bolt.
That's awesome. That's pretty awesome, actually.
Arnie Duncan, Terrence Jenkins, the rapper Common, John Striffen, Ryan Russillo, Sean Dikembe Mutombo, Clyde Drexler, Sean Elliott, Bruce Bowen, Tamika Catchings, and Maya Moore.
Usain Bolt's going to be interesting because I wonder how fast he's going to be able to get up and down that court.
Yeah. James Harden and Russell Westbrook are the coaches. And Queen Latifah and Samantha Harris are the assistant coaches.
Oh,
so
gosh.
it should be interesting. I love, like I said, I love the celebrity game.
This game is really good.
Celebrity game is hilarious. But we'll give you the rosters for the the Rising Stars Challenge.
I think that this is the best thing they did with that All-Star game. Because what it used to be, it was the rookies versus the sophomores, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that they changed it to like mix it up and made it kind of like a draft kind of thing. It adds a little more excitement to the weekend.
Yeah, it's interesting. You try to keep the competitiveness in it because you don't want it to really get too boring.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good that they're tweaking things and stuff like that.
But Team Shaq is Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Andrew Nicholson, Klay Thompson, who's really good.
Yeah, he is.
I really like
Golden
Klay Thompson. Harrison Barnes, who's also really good. Chandler Parsons, Deion Waiters, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Tyler Zeller, Kemba Walker, and Andre Drummond. And then Team Chuck is Anthony Davis, Kenneth Faried, Kawhi Leonard, Bradley Beal, Ricky Rubio, Tristan Thompson, Nikola Vucevic, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Brandon Knight, Isaiah Thomas, and Alexei Shved.
Shved is back.
So we'll see. We'll see who wins that. Kyrie Irving led Team Chuck last year.
Yeah, I got a feeling this is going to be a Kyrie Irving game again.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is really stepping up his game this year. I mean,
I had a lot of questions about him because he was the one and done at college and missed a lot of time in college too.
Yeah.
I mean, he is taking the league by storm. I mean, he
really is.
He just showed that he was ready for the NBA even probably back then.
Yeah.
He probably didn't even need college.
Yeah, he really stepping up his game. And he's like really, really interesting to watch.
He is, yeah. He does a lot of things on the court for a point guard.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. Saturday is obviously most of the skills competitions. I'm trying to get the rosters for that. So, but we'll start talking about other things till I get that. What do you want to talk about?
Well, it's actually, with that, maybe just bringing up the one and done thing with Kyrie Irving. I don't know if you saw the other night with the Kentucky player, New Orleans Noel. Yeah, he's a freshman, probably. I don't know now, but he's projected to be a top 5 pick whenever he does come out. Yeah. If not the number 1 overall. And a lot of questions came out about, a lot of people are, getting mad about that one and done rule now. And I can kind of, football, like with college football, I understand, because you need to grow. Like, you literally, 18, 19,
football,
20-year-olds.
There's no minors.
Yeah, you can't go play football at 19 years old with grown men. You're going to get hurt.
The NBA has the D-League. NHL has the AHL. Obviously MLB has the minors. Yeah. So, MLB, you really have to work at it because you go to single A, you go to double A, you go to triple A. You could just be
minor league your whole that's your career.
You could have a whole minor league career. So, you never know. But I got the roster for the slam dunk contest. We got Eric Bledsoe, Jeremy Evans, Kenneth Faried, Gerald Green, Terrence Ross, and James White. So, I mean, not flashy, not flashy names.
It's getting worse and worse, and it's not the players' fault that are participating in it.
Yeah.
It's just, what else can they do at this point? I mean, there's not much, left on the table for them, but I'm a big Terrence Ross fan. Yeah. I really, really like his play. I like what he can do, so I'm hoping he can bring it home.
Yeah. We also got the Shooting Stars, which is pretty fun to watch because it's a active NBA star, a legend, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Then a retired
WNBA,
and then a WNBA player
from the same city.
The same city. So that's always interesting to watch.
Yeah, it's really cool actually. They do one of the things like a half court shot they have to make, and some teams take seems like an hour to try and hit it.
Yeah.
So that's fun too to watch.
We got trying to find the roster for it.
The rest for what would we?
The shooting stars.
3-point.
With the teams, like the cities that are usually.
Okay, yeah.
Last
it's
year
usually
was,
San Antonio, I believe, is in it.
Yeah, it's usually Dallas, San Antonio, New York,
Houston's
LA.
obviously going to be in it because it's in Houston.
Yeah. LA's usually in it.
Detroit usually there too.
Last year, New York won with Allen Houston, Landry Fields, and Cappy Pondexter. So that's always fun to watch. Yeah, that's always fun to watch. And then obviously it's the skill competition, like the point guard.
Yeah, that's cool to watch too.
Yeah,
it's a little different. It's point guard showing off what they can do.
And then obviously Sunday is the All-Star game, so it should be interesting to watch.
This is definitely probably the best All-Star weekend because it actually is a weekend.
I give it a it's kind of
because the game
matched
itself
up with the NHL. The NHL is
this is an NHL obviously probably, and everybody loves the home run derby. I mean, you can't go wrong with a home run derby. But
see, my opinion with the MLB, I really love the All-Star game because it means something.
I don't like that.
I love that. I think it gives it a competition. It
shouldn't be a competition though.
But it should,
because they made it. It's there for fun. And you look at the home run derby; they're all hanging out together, laughing. Yeah. And even when the game didn't count,
fun there. You have the fun there. No, when you get to the game, you want to.
When the game didn't count,
game.
Do you remember when Barry Bonds got robbed by Torrey Hunter?
Yeah,
in center field.
Yeah,
Barry Bonds went up to him, picked him up. They were laughing. Exactly. That's what it should be.
No, but you want to win the game.
No.
Yes.
It shouldn't have no inflection on who gets the World Series. It should have nothing to do with that.
I'm very competitive. I want to win the game. I don't care if it's
you can win the game and having a fun nature though.
I don't care if it's a father-son game or a father-son softball game or whether it be a co-ed game. I want to win the game.
I understand that. But you can win the game while you're having fun at the same time.
Oh, you can have fun. They have fun. They have fun.
But it's not.
But
you're taking the fun out of it, though.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You want to win the game.
It should have nothing to do with who gets the World Series.
You play to win the game. It
should have nothing to do with that, though. It's just unfair seeing a team that could be a wild card team against the top team in the other league, but no, they get the edge because they won the All-Star game. Give me a break. It's a joke.
You play to win the game.
Joke. You can play to win the game, but it still doesn't. It cannot mean anything.
Yeah. Well, we'll get back to a few other things. We'll get into some other sports news after the break. It's the Tom and Jerry Show.
And welcome back to the Tom and Jerry Show. Before we left, we're going to say we're bringing up a little news, and here it is. Here's Jerry.
Breaking news, Packers just told Charles Woodson that he will be released, which is kind of interesting because, I mean, he still is one of the best to play the game.
He was banged up last year. Parts of last year, came back late in the year, but, I mean, you could still see the ability. It's still there. it's probably cap related, and how much he was going to want money wise. Packers just weren't willing to do that, so
his agent said he's not ready to retire. He feels like he has a few more years left in him. Still a great player. I mean, he did move from cornerback to safety, but he's still one of the best safeties in the league.
And this makes me wonder about the whole Ed Reed thing now.
Yeah,
because Flacco's going to want money. I hope Flacco is. I'm not going to try to talk about Flacco. I just hope he's a team player with how much he wants.
Yeah, he brings the team into consideration.
Exactly. I hope that. But what are the Ravens going to do with Ed Reed?
Yeah.
And I mean, the Packers made it not seeming like easy, but to get rid of Woodson. Is the Ravens are just going to let Ed Reed walk, or what are they going to do with that?
Yeah. Also, other news, kind of sad news. The Lakers owner, Dr. Jerry Buss, was hospitalized, and it seems that he is dying of cancer. For someone that changed that whole organization to, really, I mean, he's got 10 championships since he took over.
It's a shame.
So it really is, because I don't think Jim Buss is very good. I don't think his son is. And we could bring this up. I just don't. You're the son of, a very, very good owner. But when you don't know something, let someone else take over.
And that's the same thing going on in Oakland.
Same thing's going on in with the Yankees.
Yeah,
these guys don't know. Hal has no idea what baseball is. He just doesn't. It's sad. It really is, for what George Steinbrenner did for the Yankees.
For what he created.
To what they're doing to the Yankees right now, to even bring up that they're thinking about selling the Yankees is unbelievably. It's so beyond me. Like it just gets me so aggravated. And that's just the same thing with
It seems to get to their heads.
Yeah,
the children. It seems to get to the children's heads.
I got money now.
Yeah. I'm the offspring of blah blah blah.
And like I was saying, like with Jim Buss. Jim Buss was the reason why the Lakers did not bring in Phil Jackson, and they brought in D'Antoni, because he didn't want to give up some of his, power, because that's what Phil Jackson wanted. But you know what? Give the basketball parts to the guys that know basketball.
Exactly. And
that's the thing that
there's nothing like selfish about doing that at all. I mean, you're just being selfish by
Owners own.
Exactly.
Let everybody that knows the basketball or knows the sport do what they have to do to make a winning team.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes to Dallas
Cowboys
with Jerry Jones.
Yep.
Jerry Jones should realize when, to give it up.
Yeah.
To give it up.
He's clearly
a
financial genius with what he's created, and Dallas being the best marketable team in the league.
In that sense, he's a great owner.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
In that sense, he's a great owner.
But it comes to a point where just let someone do the football. It's not hard to hire a GM.
I know.
It's not. I know it takes a lot to trust them and stuff, but there are plenty of guys out there. He could throw so much money at Bill Polian right now. Bring him in for the general manager. And then who knows what Dallas could be able to do.
Exactly. It's just...
You need someone that knows what they're doing at the actual sport.
Jerry Jones is that kind of guy that, has to feel the power.
Yeah.
He has to have the power, and he wants to be able to say, that team won a Super Bowl because I did that.
Exactly.
Because I did that.
Yep. That's all he wants.
And I don't like that. I don't like that. Because you know what? Right now, what you're doing is not helping the team.
It's hurting the team.
Is not helping the team.
Yeah.
But I like...
And even with that, I understand, I did that. He would still be the one that did that, even if he brings in the GM.
Your money is paying for these players.
It's still your team. It's still your championship.
And the Dallas Cowboys are still that team that either you love them or you hate them because of Jerry Jones. Yep. And you know what? That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. You're doing what you have to do to either have people love them or hate them. They're on TV almost every week.
But it gets to a point where, yeah, you've got the flashy team and all that, and you got the money.
But you have to win.
You have to.
You have to win.
You have to do something at this point.
You know what? You don't have the team like you did when you were winning the Super Bowls.
Yeah.
You know what? You might even have better talent than you had with those Super Bowl teams. But, you got to let these guys run the team. You know, everybody that plays, like either plays for this team or coaches for this team is scared. Mm-hmm. You know, because they don't know
the whole love affair with Jason Garrett's really got to end too.
Oh, definitely.
It's getting to a sickening point with these two of just over the years of, even before being the head coach, the highest paid, by far the highest paid offensive coordinator. Making head coach money at offensive coordinator. Just something with these two.
It's ridiculous.
Everybody gets blamed except Jason Garrett, but he's the play caller, so it makes absolutely no sense.
Exactly.
It's just it's really sickening.
And since we're talking about the Cowboys, they're in a bit of a predicament right now because of they have a free agent in Anthony Spencer. Mm-hmm. Romo has one more year left on his contract, but they are $20 million over the cap. So it doesn't look like they're going to be doing anything in free agency.
No.
But if they want to sign back Anthony Spencer, they're going to have to sign back Romo to a pretty significant extension.
Because another team would.
So, it's a no-brainer. I'm extending Romo's contract. Mm-hmm. Everybody else thinks he's such a bad quarterback that they should just get rid of him. Whatever. You know, obviously I can't say anything about it because I'm not anything to do with the team. But as a fan, I really love Romo as the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. But
take it
also, as we're in the NFC East, the Eagles signed Dennis Dixon.
Yeah, I saw that.
A quarterback that played under Chip Kelly in Oregon. So this really turned into an interesting affair over there because now they're talking about the Chiefs maybe even looking at Foles. But the Eagles also said they're not trading him, but you never know. Teams say what they can. But that should be interesting.
Yeah, now Vic's got a little more competition.
Yeah, and also because of the whole Vic signing, it makes it harder for Alex Smith to find a team, really. But it kind of gives...
I think he'll be gone, though.
Yeah.
49ers aren't keeping him around, obviously. They know they're going to get the most out of him this year.
The 49ers really... It gives them more of a, an edge.
Oh, they're getting a first-rounder.
Oh, yeah.
With ease. Yeah. With ease for Alex Smith.
Yeah. So...
Chiefs will be willing to throw that at him. I don't see why, say, Jacksonville wouldn't be willing to throw that at him. There's a whole bunch of teams that would do that, so... The Niners know they're going to get the most out of Alex Smith right now.
Yeah.
They're going to get at least a first-rounder out of him. I hope he goes to Kansas City. Yeah. I really hope Andy Reid and them gets that done.
Even Nick Foles, that would be a good pick.
Nick Foles too, definitely. But Alex Smith first, just because he's a little more proven. He's got the playoff experience and stuff like that. So I really hope he goes to Kansas City, but he's definitely not going to be a 49er.
Yeah. Also in football, they're talking about Jadeveon Clowney a lot.
Yeah.
And he's really come out to be probably going to be one of the top players.
He's going to be the first pick overall. Yeah. He's going to be. Doesn't matter if you think you have the best defensive line, you're picking Jadeveon Clowney.
It should, because now they're talking about the whole NFL rules where you have to do 3 years after you're out of high school.
Yeah.
And obviously he said he's committed to South Carolina. Do you think that they should change that rule?
I don't think 20-year-olds belong in the NFL. Yeah, because you're not ready.
So we were talking about this before, but to get more into it, I guess. But like we were saying, the MLB, you could come in at 19. Yeah. You could come in at 18. You could be signed at 16.
Because when you're 18, 19, you're seeing 90-per-hour fastballs anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not like... there's a little more adjustment because some people throw 97, but that's a little different because look at how many young guys are coming into baseball and doing well. Bryce Harper, Manny Machado playing in the playoffs. Like it's just a regular game.
Mike Trout.
Yeah, exactly. Almost winning MVP as a rookie. Yeah. It's a little different with baseball. Football is grown men hitting each other.
Yeah.
And when you're 1 year out of being a teenager, it's not safe. Clowney's a freak. I know. I get that.
He's a big dude.
I get that, but he's one player.
Yeah.
What about all those other guys that would, if it was 2 years, you know how many people would be gone after 2 years that aren't ready for the league and probably getting serious injuries in their first or second year?
But like we were saying, with MLB, you have 3 minor league teams that you have to go through.
Yep.
And if you're really that good, obviously
you'll make it.
Yeah. NHL has the AHL. You'll play through that until you get called up. Then